The anticipation for this pay-per-view rivals just about any so far in the Triple H era. It was his first true Big Four show, and there was a lot of optimism, and in addition, he brought back War Games as a sign that he doesn't hold on to tradition. Of course, War Games was a classic match, but the elimination match was a yearly fixture of Survivor Series. It was a sign of out with the old and in with the new. If it returns remains to be seen, but I hoped they would have had one here. Not one of those corny SmackDown vs. Raw matches where it's like, oh, I just got drafted to Raw, I'm gonna support Raw over SmackDown, whatever, it's just dumb. But similar to the ones from the late 2000s, you know, heels, faces from Raw and SmackDown. It is what it is, though, and I hope we see it next year, though. With that said, let's get into it. The first match was a women's War Games match. Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Bianca Belair faced Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross, and Damage Control. It's cool to see Rhea back. She feels like the final boss on Raw, and it also helps that she's been away for a while now. The action was good, but the thing is, I felt like compared to some other War Games matches in the previous years, something was missing about it. Of course, I had the chaos and moments, but man, when I watched those NXT matches, you know, remember War Games 2019 with Rhea Ripley? It felt like they were on a different level, but this was solid. When Becky came out and War Games officially began, things turned up. It was chaotic, and the main star was her. It was Becky Lynch. Her return gives some depth to the roster. It would be better if she was on SmackDown because that roster is honestly bad. I do not like SmackDown's women's roster. It lacks a true star, and it feels dull. But anyways, the babyfaces won as expected, and who knows where Damage Control goes from here. It really seems like they peaked in September, but nobody was expecting Becky to lose in a return match. For this one, good. It could have been better because there was some mistakes, and the match in general lacked something about it. But it was an enjoyable match, and it's cool to see War Games on the main roster. The next match was between AJ Styles and Finn Balor. A connection, a bond that started in Japan. AJ Styles was on his way in when Finn was on his way out. They played a major part of building Bullet Club to become an international faction that played an important part in many careers. A match between them was long overdue, especially because they never had a match since 2017, and I was hoping they'd turn up for this one. Did they turn up like 2017? Hell no. I was delusional for thinking that. But they went a different direction here. AJ Styles' form has fallen a bit. I mean, he's gotten older, it's expected. But this was good. It wasn't bad, it wasn't decent, it was simply good, which to some is going to be disappointing. And the match was methodical. Both men were slow in their approach. They got the interferences over with, and the match got going. AJ in particular was going after the leg, and it really turned up when they went for the bigger moves. Balor wanted to steal AJ's move, but was unsuccessful, and he was going for the abdomen for the coup de grace. Then from out of nowhere, AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm to win the match. It was a stunning result, and the last time AJ Styles won was like 3 years ago on pay-per-view. Singles match, of course. But about this one, I thought it was good yesterday, but watching it again, it's even better. It grew on me more. They had the psychology and intentions down. Balor with the abdomen and Styles with the leg for the calf crusher. It just missed the final part of the match, I'd say. If they had the drama near the end, it would have been received better, but for me, it's AJ Styles' best match in months. The next match was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey defends the title against Shotzi. What the hell did I do to have this on my TV screen? Ronda, for many reasons, is not the same as she was in the past. It feels like she's going off her previous star power. Now, it feels like Becky, Charlotte, all of them are bigger stars than her. And it should be the opposite because she's Ronda Rousey. She was the biggest female athlete in 2015. She was one of the biggest athletes in the world. One of the most famous athletes in the world at the time. And now, this does not feel like that at all. In this match, oh my god. When you're in a position like this, you're the champion, people already saw your best, they know you could do more than this, you have to deliver, and she didn't here. She just did not do that, it was just bad. Ronda brought the fans so much excitement that they started chanting, "We want Sasha." That's how much they cared about this match. Shotzi and Ronda was never going to be good. 2022 Ronda especially. I wasn't expecting this to be a good match, you know? It's not like I'm disappointed right now, it's expected. I saw Shotzi and Ronda were facing off, and I even recall in the live stream laughing about how awkward it'll be, and it was. It takes two to dance. Obviously, Shotzi and Ronda wasn't going to be good, but from my perspective, it feels like Ronda isn't doing more, seeing as she's champion. She doesn't feel like a big deal. And the next match was for the United States Championship. Seth Rollins defended the gold against Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. I mean, we all expected this to bang. The funniest part had to be Austin Theory coming out all angry and the Beyblade sponsor in the back. It just seemed so goofy. But the match itself was spectacular. Triple threats have felt a bit cold recently, especially on the main roster, but this hit hard. Both Theory and Lashley came into this with a chip on their shoulders, whereas Rollins just wanted to put on a show. The match flowed well and it was ice cold, and I mean that in a good way. Theory has been in great form recently. Seth Rollins for a year now, and Bobby Lashley, it's been like that since the beginning of the year. The spots were creative, especially the curb stomp, and the ending had this suddenness about it that was sweet. and the ending. Even Austin Theory couldn't believe he won the title. It was stunning. It's not so much Theory winning the title was shocking, but the way he won it. It just came from out of nowhere. Incredible match. I loved it. And Austin Theory is really becoming that guy they wanted him to be. Crazy, especially after that failed cash-in. They had me convinced it was a different story then. Yeah, I'll admit it. El Premier that day, I thought otherwise. I thought he got the shovel. I thought he was buried. But he wasn't. Seth Rollins is in incredible form. He really was the star of the match, and him losing leads me to believe better things are in store for him, but who knows? Because other than the US title, there's another title he should have his eyes on. And the main event, War Games, the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens face the Bloodline. Heading into this one, Sami Zayn's been on the fence with Kevin Owens. He even lied to Jey Uso about a discussion, and this led to him coming face to face with the head of the table. He explained things and it looked cool for them. Okay, I preferred this one to the Women's War Games match because of one simple element. It had a story to it. I found it incredible that Butch and Ridge main evented a WWE pay-per-view. I remember we were constantly talking about how Pete Dunne was like a cartoon character in the beginning of the year. The action here is cool. It was rough. It's as much as you could go in PG WWE, you know? Roman Reigns played the role of a mediator, trying to fix things between Jey and Sami, and Roman's aura really is at its best display here. You can see exactly why he's in the position he's in. He was out here trying to reunite the family like he's CJ and San Andreas, and the final parts were hard to look away from. Owens with a stunner, Zayn stopping the count, he had a decision to make, and he did it with an emphatic statement. And with that, the Bloodline were victorious, and Sami Zayn has been accepted officially into the family. Even Jey Uso hugged him. That's how much they really appreciate his actions here. Sami Zayn basically sold his soul to the Bloodline, and of course KO did stuff like this in the past, but in the now, in the moment, in the present, Sami Zayn turned on him. I don't know how, but two of the most important people in WWE now are Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They're obviously not number one, but they're top 5. They have this level of importance very few in WWE have at this point. The story itself all around is just some TV show-esque compelling stuff. And now time to chapter 2. I thought they were about to whack Sami Zayn after War Games because of his allegiance with Kevin Owens, but I was wrong. In the summer, I remember the Bloodline storyline was faltering a bit. It was like, oh, they're doing the same thing, this and that. This is something different now. It's something different, and it adds life to the story and brings new characters into it, you know, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Great match. Okay, that's War Games. Now, personally, I didn't really like it as much as others, but it is what it is. Good event. It's not great, but I'm pretty sure we prefer it over Survivor Series of last year with the Golden Egg. Match of the night for me, this might sound crazy, might sound a bit odd, the Triple Threat United States Championship match. Why? I just liked it as a match itself. From bell to bell, I thought it was better than any other match on the show. The best story is easily the War Games main event. You know, Sami Zayn literally telling Kevin Owens he's on Roman Reigns' side, but Owens doesn't want to believe it. He's trying to get him back, this and that. It was one of the most compelling stuff, and it really could lead to something special for Sami Zayn. You know, who knows? He might win the most coveted gold by the end of this story. It sounds crazy, you know, like I thought Cody Rhodes was going to win the title, but who knows? You know, Sami Zayn, everyone's interested in him now. He's literally one of the most popular wrestlers on the roster, and he's a heel. But yeah, good event. The Shotzi and Ronda Rousey match was bad, though. Like, that match was I don't even want to think about it. The Women's War Games match was good. AJ Styles and Finn Balor, I think people slept on it a bit. The crowd did. The crowd wasn't into it. The crowd wasn't cheering for it, and I feel like that hurt it a bit. But yeah, that's Survivor Series. So yeah. Alright, what did you guys think of Survivor Series? Please comment down below, and that's it for this video. Make sure you hit the curb stomp on the like button, and perhaps the spear on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.